California sun beat down on the Santa Monica pier as Marcus Romano checked his watch. His younger brother Tyler would be here any minute with another one of his wild business schemes. Marcus ran a legitimate import-export company now, but the Romano name still carried weight in certain circles. Weight he'd spent the last 15 years trying to escape. "Mark, there's my guy." Tyler bounded up the boardwalk, all energy and optimism. At 28, he still believed the world was full of possibilities. Marcus envied that sometimes. What Marcus didn't know was that across town, in a trendy Silver Lake cafe, a similar conversation was happening between two sisters. "I'm telling you, Soph, this vintage boutique is going to change everything," Maya Chen said, her eyes bright with dreams. Her older sister Sophia smiled, but it was the kind of smile that held secrets, the kind built from years of carefully constructed walls. Sophia had her own business, a high-end art gallery that attracted international clients. She was successful, poised, untouchable. No one knew that she'd once been someone entirely different. It happened on a perfectly ordinary Thursday. Marcus stopped at a coffee shop in Venice Beach, not his usual spot, but Tyler had insisted on meeting there. As he pushed through the door, he collided with someone carrying a portfolio of paintings. "I'm so sorry, He looked up, and the words died in his throat. Sophia stood frozen, her hazel eyes wide with recognition and something that looked like fear. For a moment, neither of them could breathe. "Rachel," the name escaped his lips before he could stop it. She flinched. You must have me confused with someone else." Her voice was steady, but her hands trembled as she gathered her scattered artwork. "Rachel, it's me, Marcus. What are you? Where have you been? I looked everywhere for you." "My name is Sophia." She wouldn't meet his eyes. "Sophia Chen, I think you have the wrong person." But they both knew she was lying. 15 years ago, in New Orleans during Mardi Gras, they'd been different people. She'd been Rachel, a free-spirited art student. He'd been Marco, working for his father's business, before he knew exactly what that meant. They'd fallen in love over the course of one magical week, promised each other forever, and then she disappeared without a trace. "You have to leave," Tyler said urgently when Marcus told him. "The Chens, do you know who they are?" Marcus shook his head. "Old San Francisco family, import business, like ours, but let's just say our father's companies had conflicting interests back in the day." The pieces started falling into place. The sudden disappearance, the fear in her eyes. What neither brother knew was that Sophia and Maya were having an identical conversation across town. "The Romanos killed our father," Maya said, her voice cold. "Or have you forgotten?" "I haven't forgotten anything," Sophia whispered. "But Marcus, he wasn't like them, he didn't know. He's one of them, that's all that matters." They tried to stay away from each other. They really did. But fate, or maybe just a persistent Tyler who'd taken a shine to the quirky Maya, kept pushing them together. A chance encounter at an art opening, running into each other at the farmer's market. Each meeting was torture, filled with unspoken words and 15 years of grief. Finally, Marcus showed up at her gallery after hours. "I deserve an explanation," he said. "I loved you. I was going to leave everything for you." Sophia's carefully constructed composure cracked. "Your family killed my father." The words hit him like a physical blow. "What?" February 15th, 2010. "A business deal gone wrong. They said, but I knew it was murder. My mother knew. We ran, changed our names. Started over." Tears streamed down her face. "I wanted to tell you. I left you a note at the hotel, but I guess you never got it. By the time I tried to reach you again, you were gone too." Marcus sank into a chair, his mind reeling. "My father died 3 weeks after that trip. Heart attack, they said, but I always wondered. I found records afterward, Rachel, Sophia, evidence of things he'd done. I couldn't live with it. I took Tyler and we left. Changed our name from Marconi to Romano. Started clean." They stared at each other across the gallery. Two people who'd been shaped by violence they hadn't committed, carrying guilt for sins that weren't theirs. "I never stopped loving you," Marcus said quietly. "Not for a single day. I never stopped either. That's what made it so hard." The path forward wasn't easy. Maya was furious, convinced Marcus was manipulating her sister. Tyler, surprisingly, became the voice of reason. having fallen genuinely for Maya, and seeing parallels in their sibling story. At some point, Tyler said to both sisters one evening, "You have to decide if you're going to let the past write your future. Our dads, they made their choices, but Marcus left all that behind. He spent 15 years building something legitimate, something good. Doesn't that count for something? It took time. There were setbacks, old family friends who recognized names, moments when the weight of history seemed too heavy to bear. But slowly, over months of late-night conversations and shared memories, Sophia and Marcus built something new on the foundation of what they'd once had. One evening, on the same Santa Monica pier where the story had restarted, Marcus took Sophia's hand. "I can't promise you that the past won't follow us," he said. "I can't promise this will be easy, but I can promise that I'll choose you every single day for the rest of my life." Sophia smiled, a real smile this time, not the careful one she showed the world. "We've already lost 15 years. I don't want to lose another day." Behind them, Tyler whooped and Maya laughed. And for the first time in a very long time, both Sophia and Marcus felt like they could finally breathe. The past had tried to destroy them, but love, it turned out, was the most powerful inheritance of all. All right, Golden Coast crew, that's all for today. Remember the 3 things. Comment your team move on or team second chance. Like if you felt something. Subscribe for more stories that hit different. I'll be reading every single comment, so don't be shy, let me hear your thoughts. Until next time, remember, the past doesn't define your future, you do. Peace.